Good people, podcast number 8.
Yes.
You requested it.
And we bringing it to you.
We bringing it to you.
But first, man, let's get into the sponsors.
You know what? First of all, the drumcoaches.com.
Yep.
Become a member forever. Also, that's connected to the drumcoaches.com is the shedcamp.com. Go download that. You feel me? If you're just trying to get better as a drummer.
Don't play yourself.
And you can have it forever. All these are one-time payment only, but then we also have the free app, which I created, and I make all the music, but I will allow you to go into details about that.
Congratulations. You've played yourself.
I have not.
DrumTrax app, man. Free app. Bunch of tracks on there. Listen, we got some updates coming. People have been asking about being able to download MP3 files so that they can create drum covers for YouTube and all of that. And we got all of that coming. Download the app right now. All of the tracks are free. We got subscriptions coming with it. But there will always be free stuff on the app added continuously. So mess with us. All the links are in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this podcast. Also, follow our band, Mino Yanci. We're moving around.
Y'all playing. Y'all playing around. Nah, come follow. Stop playing, okay? Stop playing. We need your support. We need your help. Come on. Man.
And listen, like I said in the last podcast, if you are listening to this on iTunes, go on to YouTube and hit the play button to watch it again so we can get some more views.
Hey, not only that, subscribe to the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, even if you ain't watching on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit like on the Facebook button. Don't just watch the video, man. Like the video, but also like us on Facebook and follow us on YouTube.
And if you got any homies that you feel would find what we're talking about relevant or the drum videos relevant, share with them.
Share. See?
Let them know about it.
They only want to share when we play the drums.
You know what?
That's it.
We also got to thank one of our other sponsors, and that's I think it's about 10 people now who watch the podcast all the way through. This podcast is brought to you by them today. Just want to let you know.
Honestly, it was like, we read all the comments. It was like 30, 40 comments of just, hey, fam, I'm one of the ones, family.
Well,
we
listen,
out here.
We see you. All of y'all that are watching all the way through, keep letting us know that you're doing that because it makes us keep doing this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? For the 30 of y'all.
We may not respond to every comment because there's just too many comments on all social media platforms for us to respond to all of them. But we see them. So go ahead and post that, family.
Yep. And yeah, man, let's get into it. What we talking about today?
Well, they already know what we're talking about because they read the title. We touched on it on the last podcast. Okay, calm down.
I'm calm.
Why are you talking in your outside voice? Inside voices, children.
What?
Inside.
I don't
voices.
think that I'm talking. Am I talking loud, guys?
No, he brings it.
Should I bring it down?
All right, moving right along. At the end of the last podcast, for the 20 to 30 of you who watched the last podcast
all the way through,
we started talking or touched on the overacting of these musicians. I mean, a lot of people overact in general, but
like for instance,
we're talking about musicians.
When you watching the NBA playoffs and LeBron James,
hey, don't you disrespect the king? Don't you disrespect the king?
And somebody runs by
LeBron
James and he feels the wind of the person when they run by, and he finds himself slain in the spirit.
You see how
all
he
over the
disrespects
basketball
all
court.
kings? What do you think of the king of pop? Michael Jackson singing.
He is a legend.
Exactly.
What are you
You're
talking
not
about?
answering the question.
You asked me what I think of
You
Michael
hate
Jackson.
all kings.
What are you talking about?
You hate all kings.
I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, and we ain't won in years.
And you hate them because of it.
I don't hate them.
You ain't watched them since Weber left.
That's not true.
That is very true.
I went to a game last year in December.
You went to the game, but you wasn't watching.
Yes, I was. Who does that?
You was up in the booth. You was in a high up, and you was out there.
I went to 2 games last year.
You see that?
I went to 2
was
games.
In the booth,
I took my pops. My
You
brother came and my nephews.
So you talk with pops and you talk with your brothers, but you wasn't watching the game.
We was watching the game, bro.
And you
T-Pain came out during halftime. I remember. I was there. I took it in. This is my.
How many points did De'Aaron Fox have?
Michael Jackson is the king of pop. He is a legend. That is for sure.
That you think can't sing.
The Sacramento Kings is my. I'm a basketball fan of.
That you think can't win.
No, that I'm saying hasn't won.
You think they can't win. You think Mike can't sing, and you think LeBron can't play.
No, LeBron's a legend. He's the greatest player on the planet. However,
he is a hater.
However,
of all
he
kings.
overacts. Let's bring it back to the relevancy of the podcast. He overacts when he gets fouled sometimes.
No, he's the king. Don't disrespect the kings.
So you respect the way he flops.
Don't disrespect the kings.
You should put.
You're the one that disrespects.
So if you made a highlight reel of
read the comments.
If you
now we're talking about musicians.
Time out.
No,
if you made a highlight reel if you made a highlight reel of LeBron James,
I can't answer the question. Where's my mic?
You would put his flops in the highlights?
I can't answer the question. They can't hear me.
This guy.
You know what it is out here. 3-time NBA champion.
Hey, he is. I agree 100%.
Can't be stopped.
1,000% agree.
All right, enough said. Moving right along. Now, what can be stopped is you drummers. Okay, I'm talking directly at the camera. You drummers.
But is it just the drummers though?
It ain't just the drummers. Well, I'll let you touch up on the piano players and the bass players and what have you. You drummers who are playing 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. Okay? 2 and 4. This is the beginning of the song. That's no.
3, 1, 3.
And it's just like bruh, the song hasn't started yet. You are nodding entirely too hard. Now,
on the defense, though, you are going to feel that 2 and 4, though. I'm just saying. You're going to be looking like, man, that 2 and 4 must be something special.
I would say this. I defend the people who do it, who are paid to do it, because sometimes the person in charge will say, hey, guys, sell it. Like, I've played a gig where they're like, you look like you're boring, bro. You look like you don't want to be here, right. So you have to sell it. That guy's cutting a paycheck for sure. But I've seen the other guys, Brody, you're not getting paid to act like that. Okay, just play normal. It's fine.
I mean, honestly,
you can play with energy. If they're not overacting.
But if they're not getting paid, you have to question the fact of are they really acting? They may be serious as a heart attack. What if they're serious as a heart attack?
I don't think they are. I think they watched another video and was like, I'm going to do that.
For free?
For free.
But what if that's how they really feel? What if 2 and 4 makes them feel like that? Don't laugh. I'm being serious.
The reason why I know 2 and 4 doesn't make you feel like that, because it's like one of my old basketball coaches used to say, yo, if you do this in practice on your own, then you can do it in the game. So if you're practicing that on your own when no one's watching, by all means, it's genuine. That's how you feel about the 2 and 4. But if you doing that because, girl with the thick, you know what I mean, walked in, you feel me? She walked in and it's moving and grooving and you like, I got to kind of put a little dubs on her, let her know, you feel me? You're going to be dancing and moving to my beats. You feel me? You're doing too much. But I do support the fact that you acknowledged her presence when she walked in.
Okay.
That's another podcast for another day.
I don't even know if it's another podcast, but
it may be. I mean, honestly, the last time you Googled
let's go right back.
Was it the Indian tribe?
Listen, on 2 and 4, man, if people are playing it and they're sincere about 2 and 4, I guess what it is, what it's really about is playing and whatever showmanship you're doing, letting it be authentic instead of just like, and sometimes it's funny to me because I've seen like performances on like morning shows on TV or on the Tonight Show, and the band will literally be a drummer and a DJ and a bass player, guitar player. They have keyboard. They have a full band. However,
sometimes they don't have a full band, but go ahead.
Right, but however, you'll know that all the sounds you're hearing are coming from the track because the piano player is playing with one hand, and you can see he's just playing a couple notes. The bass player is just playing, but what you hear is like a bunch of sounds from the track, right? Which is fine. And the DJ plays, he just presses play. He doesn't even have anything to act like he's doing. And so after he presses play,
that part,
and then it's the DJ that be getting me
every time,
because the DJ be going in as if he's playing an instrument, but he's not touching anything. And I'm like, did my dude just press play?
That's it.
He got paid to press play. We're all in the wrong field. We all chose the wrong instrument.
Quit the drums now, everyone. Go become a DJ.
Go become a DJ. Learn how to press play and stop. You might need to rewind. You might even need to hit play that goes into another section again. Like, we got to go back to the bridge. So you got to hit the button that actually takes us right there. And you just got to be able to do that on beat. But if you play the drums, you got that part down.
That part right there. You preaching the word.
Nah,
well, let me ask this then. Because I've seen it, and maybe you have or have not. I have seen, I want you to know, what I'm going to ask is, how do you feel about this, and what's your reaction to this? I have seen keyboard players play the chords of the song, so whether it's 2 chords, 4 chords, 8 chords, whatever. But the chords are elongated, so it's like chord, 2, 3, 4 chords, so whole note chords, right?
Right.
And in between each chord, they're just going chord, 2, 3, 4. chord, but their whole body is moving. Especially the keyboard players who are standing up.
Yeah.
They're like rocking so hard that it seems like the keyboard's going to tip over because they're just like the whole stage is rocking.
I would say,
how do you react to that?
To me, it depends on the rest of what's going on in the music, right? Because if their part is like, because you could be playing organ, right, and you just holding the pad, the chord down. However, the rest of the band is doing something that's like it's really high energy and it's killing, and so you just groove in to the music, even though your part is only this. If it's authentic,
okay. Let me ask a part 2 to that question.
But if you're playing a ballad. Because I've seen people do this where they're playing a ballad and it's like the bass player's playing whole notes, but every note he plays, he's just like.
Y'all, if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, iTunes, or
you gotta
Spotify,
see me.
you have to go to YouTube and watch the motion he makes.
So when he's doing that, though, but it's like, I mean, maybe that note that you held for 17 beats made you feel like that. Maybe that's. I'm not convinced that that's true. I actually I think that you are. I think you're acting, bro, and that's fine.
Maybe the fans can't tell. Maybe they think it's authentic.
And at the end of the day, we're biased because we're musicians, right?
Yeah.
But I know for an audience of people who are not musicians, when they look at it, they want to see a show. They want to see like when you play that one note, that one note means your entire life right now. Like they want to feel that.
But I just think the overacting is where I draw the line.
You know what's crazy?
Okay, here we go.
This is what I've noticed, and you tell me if you've noticed it too. You can watch some old head jazz guys play some of the most ridiculous stuff, and they will have some facial expressions, but they're not like overacting and doing a bunch of crazy stuff
At all.
Then you have guys who are playing something pop or something more basic and more simple, which is not bad. I don't want you to think that simple and basic are derogatory terms. It's just a description of what it actually is.
Is that also the description of what you think of Michael Jackson singing?
Michael Jackson is a legend. What? I don't understand how you keep misunderstanding this. And he's a perfect example of entertainment.
Okay.
And so what happens is...
answer the question, guys.
What happens is you see when someone's playing a solo on a R&B show, and the solo is a bunch of long notes and wailing and things of that nature, it's way more expression from the actual person who's playing than what's actually going on musically. And I don't know if it's a compensation thing. I don't think it is. I think it's these people in the audience feel like what you're playing is amazing if you sell it as amazing to them. And so it's entertainment.
What do you think of keyboard players / organists? Really keyboard players, but organists or keyboard players who, when they slide up and play the top chord really high, and they lift their leg in the air like this. Well, as you're playing it, it's like... and their leg is in the air. Because I've actually seen that.
I've seen it too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The foot's up. It's in the air.
See, well,
and it's by multiple people.
Me personally, I feel like you don't have to do that.
Oh,
it's not necessarily necessary.
You got to make it. It's their whole life into that chord.
To the audience. See, you got to understand. They're not doing it for me. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it for whoever's in the audience. Because people in the audience will feel like, oh, what they played was amazing because their leg went up, and it's all a part of the thing. It's not just about what he played. It's about what he did while he was playing, and that makes it amazing to them.
All right, family, stop. All right, you know what? You know what?
Stop.
Those are MDs. They most of those guys that I know that have done it are MDs. So you the boss. You in the boss position. You can do what you want. I'm gonna talk to the drummers. Drummers, stop standing up and playing the cymbals and the kick drum as if it's something more immaculate than when you're sitting down, because I've seen that where it's part of the song where it's like, okay, especially in church, kicking cymbals, sometimes they're doing it without the kick. Now it's just
right,
just 2 and 4 on the cymbals, and drummers are standing up, and in my opinion it is a look at me thing. Look at what I'm doing, and I want all the attention focused here. That's why I think it's inauthentic. I was like, bro, the cymbals don't make you stand up. You can play the cymbals sitting down. Matter of fact, you've been playing the cymbals sitting down the entire evening.
I feel like it can be interpreted that way, and that is one way that it can be interpreted. And that point is valid. I think if they're playing a show, though.
That's why I said to me. It's my opinion.
Right, to you. It's definitely your opinion, and you're not alone. Other people, I've felt that way when I've seen stuff where I'd be like, oh my Damani, note to self: don't ever do that.
Don't you ever.
But at the same time, I am aware that to the audience, to the people who aren't musicians, to the people who are just there to enjoy not just the music, but to enjoy the show, it's a whole nother thing.
And I agree that you still need to have showmanship because we are in the entertainment business. So you have to entertain. It's the overuse. That's all I'm saying. The overacting.
But I don't like it either, bro. My personal opinion is I don't like it either.
It's terrible.
Showmanship is cool. If the music feels good and you're grooving and you want to dance while you're playing, that's cool. If it makes sense, if it's in context, right? But I guess all of that is subjective. And at the same time,
that is
to
true.
the people who are out there in the audience, I've seen people, especially in church. Yo, if you've grown up in church, been in church, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody be doing an organ solo, right? And they'll be playing a hymn, because that's what typically they do on organ solos. And they'll get to a point where they're playing a high note, and I've seen it to where a person just held that note, then they held it for a long time, and then they flicked the switch on the Leslie, so now the Leslie turns on, but it's the same note, but you get the vibrato thing now. Then they turn the tremolo on up top, and the vibrato great, and it's really the same note though. And now when that has worn off, they start shaking their head while they doing it. They start then they lift the other hand while they doing it and shake their hand. It's all a part of the show. It ain't. Listen,
it's not real, man.
It's just the one note. It's just the one note, bro.
It's not real.
But it's the same thing as I've seen guitar players who will play the same note over and over again, but then they put their head back and open their mouth and be like, why they playing that note?
I've seen preachers go too far, but that's...
Listen, one time I saw a saxophone player who knew how to do some technique where he can recycle the air in his cheeks or something, and he could play the same note really strong for a long time. But this guy...
You may want to put the mic...
Yeah, my bad. This guy played the note for 2 minutes straight. And while that is amazing that you have that much breath control and you know your instrument that well in your own body to be able to do that, I watched people get into it for the first 30 seconds. And then after a while, it was like,
come on.
All right, bruh. And so he would just walk back and forth across the stage, walk down to people, bend down while he's playing the same note. But after a while, it's like, yo, you've been doing this for 2 minutes.
Too long.
What we need you to do is get your life, and it's all the way over there. It's right. No, to the left. To the left. There it is. There it is. That's your life. Go get it, please.
You have to stop.
Because what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Who made you like this?
Family. I'm telling you, people have gone too far in all aspects, especially when it comes to musically, when it comes to this entertainment side. It's too much, man. So you gotta reel it in. Right. There has to be a balance.
But like I said, authenticity. If it's real, if it's authentic to you, if that's how you really feel about the music, then can't nobody listen. I'll insert a clip right here at this moment in the video of a guy, because we played a show last night in Oakland, California, and there was a guy who was dancing, and he danced like that for like 40 minutes, and it didn't matter who was performing.
Are you talking about the brother right in the front?
Yeah. Oh no, listen, check right now.
Man.
So you just saw it. That man is sincere in his heart.
Tell him nothing.
And listen, I actually looked at him and lightweight envied how free he was and how he was feeling. He was like, listen, I look like a fool and I know it and I don't care. But this is how I authentically feel right now. I don't have that much courage. But
see, the thing is, it looked like he'll do that at every show or anytime you listen to
looks
music.
like he'll do that at the house by himself when no one else is around.
I guarantee you these musicians are not lifting their leg at the house when they're practicing, even the high notes. I guarantee they're practicing like
true, but there's a different energy when you around people and you have a show and it's and you on the stage. You already know that the audience can give you
a different energy when Thickback walk in.
Oh my god.
Okay. And you like hey, I'm just trying to get the... Well, not everybody's into that thing. You know, it's a different energy when a gorgeous woman walks in. Let me say it like that. When a gorgeous woman walks in, then all of a sudden you out here trying to show out. And it happens every time.
Okay.
Even the singers, even the lead singers, you can see like, bro, you don't really be okay. See, I see why you started to go the extra mile because she done walked in. Okay, now you trying to show out. I got it.
Listen, in that scenario, I agree 1,000% that's the case. I've seen it. I've seen it for myself.
You've done it for yourself.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Listen.
You did it for yourself. Listen, you was on the drums when your first lady walked in.
I was playing though.
But when she walked in, you was trying to do too much.
I wasn't playing.
You was on the drums and you said, yo, whatever I got to do to get her number. Okay?
At the end of the day, I feel like personally, there's some things that we see that we don't like. That we kind of like, just note to self, don't do that.
These are just our opinions.
Right. At the end of the day.
You can do what you really want.
But at the end of the day, I feel like I also understand that there's a show. And when there's a show and you got to have showmanship, and that people who come to shows who are not musicians, they're not just looking to hear the music. They're looking to see a show and experience some form of entertainment, and it's all a part of it.
Well, I would say that I actually had to practice in front of a mirror because I was one of those people where when I played, people thought I hated the drums because I played stone face. I mean, I watched Dennis Chambers in the Pocket
he
Serious
didn't
Moves.
crack a smile.
Dennis Chambers don't move, bro. It's just and it's a straight face. So
be all over the kit though.
Killing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I tried to emulate that. And people was like, man, it just seems like you don't really want to be here. So I started practicing in front of a mirror, working on my showmanship. But as I was working on it, I still had a note to self saying, don't go too far. Let's not act so much that it does go back to seemingly being inauthentic. Like it's disingenuous because okay, now you're just doing too much. That's a lot of reason why back in the day, like on MySpace, I didn't smile because it looked fake. Like when I smiling on camera, it's just like
Do it one more time. Show the people.
No, they can rewind the video. They saw it.
Show the people one more time.
It looks terrible. So it's just you're going too far. You're trying to overcompensate because your smiles are terrible. So I just looked like I was mad all the time because my smile was an overacting smile.
Y'all have to have seen that from my vantage point. He looked like Chucky. The doll. Y'all seen that movie, Chucky?
All 19 of them.
My goodness.
Yeah, so I had to practice. Stop. Come back. I had to practice to a mirror, so you guys can do that. Put a mirror up in your practice time and work on your showmanship and make sure it's not overkill. Just don't overkill it, man. It looks terrible when you overkill.
Yeah,
it.
you know, it's like you said, it's the balance of it because you do want to have some showmanship in a show and a performance, and when you sell it to the audience and you feel it on the stage, then they will be able to feel it too. They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, they in there. That's dope.
They'll feel that energy.
Do you see that? They in there. Like, yo.
Because remember, too much is just as bad as not enough.
Right. At the end of the day.
You got to stop saying that.
Why?
You say that at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Brody, what if it's at the beginning of the day? What if the gig is in the morning?
That's fine.
What if it's at noon?
That's cool. But at the end of the day.
Oh, my.
See?
How about all day, every day?
That works at the end of the day, too.
No, it doesn't work at the end.
At the end of the day, that works.
Okay. All right. That's enough. We're over time.
Listen.
Got the timer up there.
How do you feel about the King of Pop?
We're out of time.
How do you feel about the King of Pop?
I think the King of Pop is the greatest. I've been a fan of Mike since the Moonwalker movie that I had on Betamax. That was my joint. I have his 1993 live in Beercrest concert on
So how
DVD.
do you feel about his vocals?
The best ever in pop.
You are a liar.
He's the king.
You guys
He has the king vocals in pop. You know what it is.
So do you think he's a better singer than Bruno Mars?
I think when he was younger, his singing ability was better than Bruno Mars.
Do you think that when Michael Jackson in the 90s was a better singer than Bruno Mars is today?
You know, I think pause. I think what Bruno Mars did is what he learned from Mike and took it up another level because that's what you do over time.
So you think that Bruno Mars is better?
I didn't say that. I
you
didn't say
really
that.
took it up another level.
Taking it up another
then
level.
He's better, right? Because a higher level is better than the lower one,
No,
right?
Honestly, I'll tell the truth. I don't lie like Damani. Bruno
Go ahead,
Mars singing is better because he was able to study Mike and take it to the next level.
Oh, okay. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Period. It's like, okay, you did all this. I'm going to learn that, and then I'm going to add this to it.
Okay.
As it is what it is.
So you feel like Bruno Mars is a better singer than Mike?
Listen, I already answered that question.
So does that mean Michael? so is Bruno Mars? So is Bruno Mars not a king?
Michael Jackson.
I do not. I love.
You hate Michael Jackson singing. Mary J. Blige is singing.
Mary J. Blige singing is not the biz. You know that.
Luther Vandross is singing.
I didn't say his singing was bad.
You hate Stevie Wonder singing.
That's not true.
Absolutely.
What?
Are you kidding? Oh, so you like Stevie Wonder singing?
I think Stevie Wonder is a legend. What are you talking
That's
about?
it. That's it for the podcast. Good people. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.